Well, you all did ask for it. As a tribute to the man who gave his life for Loot to succeed her solo run, today we're talking about the wall himself, the great Gilliam. So today let's find out if we can beat Fire Emblem 8 using only Gilliam. The rules are the same as usual. I can only use Gilliam. I have to play on hard mode, no use of exploits or cheats, no grinding, and I can only bring one single healing items per map, and I'm not allowed to use the convoy to grab more healing items, but I can use the convoy to grab weapons and other items I may need. And I am allowed to use any healing items I find on the map itself through drops of enemy or found in chests. Okay, so now that the rules are out of the way, I'll let the first few chapters run in the background as we take a look at Gilliam's stats and growth and start devising her initial strategy going into this. The first thing that will differ for Gilliam than all of our other solo run videos is that he doesn't begin at level 1 like all other units. Gilliam is recruited at level 4, so we end up kind of losing on potential growth compared to other characters, but he'll make up for it with very nice high-ish base stats with 25 HP, 9 strength and defense. The rest of his stats, however, will be quite low or average at best, but it does kind of suit the kind of character he is with being a tank. He also boasts a very nice 14 constitution, which is one of the highest in the game, meaning that bar his terrible speed, he shouldn't suffer any weight penalty and be consistent on doubling. And that again is bar his very bad speed. So Gilliam's growth will echo a little bit his base stats. We're going to be looking at 2 impressive tank growths with HP at 90% and 55 for defense, which both are the highest in the game, if of course you don't count Mur's insane growth stats. He does share the HP growth award with Kyle and Garrick though, but the defense one is his own alone. With that being said, he has slightly above average strength growth, but extremely poor skill, speed, luck, and resistance, finding himself in the lower echelon in all those categories. So we can see some extreme highs in the places you'd expect for a tank, and some extreme lows for the same places you'd expect for a tank. But something that is quite unique to Gilliam as a base stat character, and I'm not talking about trainee here, is that in the GBA game, knight units only have a base movement of 4. All other infantry units will have a base movement of 5, but knights have one of 4, making them much slower in terms of traversing the map. And this is often why this is seen as one of the weakest classes, especially compared to their mountain counterparts, which you will usually outshine them pretty quickly. So with all that in mind, we have a pretty clear strategy ahead of us. In nothing fancy, it's going to be pretty simple. Face tank everything while moving slowly. That's pretty much it. We'll have to leverage our good HP, our good strength, and our good defense, because that's pretty much where our luck is gonna end on that front. As you may have been seeing in the background, Gilliam's early game isn't particularly hard. He does stumble a little bit in the prologue because of the axe units, but his high defense helps him out a lot. He may sometimes get doubled by some people, and he may not be the most accurate of characters in the game due to his low speed and a low skill and low luck, but overall it's pretty tamed. I don't really get any insane game overs over here really early on because the defense really does make up for a lot of it. So with that being said, let's skip ahead right to chapter 5 because we don't really have anything to talk about before that. So on this chapter, as per usual, I'll be grabbing both the secret book and the Draco shield, because even though we'll probably hit our max defense when we promo, I still wanted to make sure we got as many defense points as possible before that. It's a little bit overkill. You don't have to get it, but I do decide to get it. I do the detour, grab the Draco shield, and help me out just a little bit in terms of that defense early on. I don't think it matters too much, but you know, better be safe than sorry. And it's also the chapter where we hit the infamous level 20 before we promo. That usually happens in chapter 6, but due to Gilliam's higher base level, we do get that level 20 much earlier on. All right, so these are our Gilliam stats so far. In the image you're seeing on screen, by the way, I haven't used the Draco shield and the secret book yet, so the defense is technically 20 and the skill 12, but honestly this is kind of a very average Gilliam. Our HP is a single point above where it should be. We're right on the money for the strength, luck, and defense, and lower than we should be in skill and res, but the major thing here is we're a little above in speed, and we will take those victories when we can, especially given Gilliam's very poor 30% speed growth. So our 10 is looking really good here because it's the one stat I'm worried about going for sword, especially in that final fight. Honestly, I'm really happy with those stats. Despite being mostly average, we're right on track where we should be with our main stats, which are HP, strength, and defense, and our speed is a little bit above where it should be, so we're getting lucky on that front, so I'm happy with that. Oh, by the way, quick aside, most of this run was recorded before the loot run, so you'll see why later. So I hadn't learned from the mistakes I made with loot yet, so keep that in mind. So chapter 5x, as per usual, we clear with Ephraim's gang. We'll grab the keys on the chapter to use later on, but other than that, we'll get right ahead to chapter 7, because chapter 6, there's nothing that happens. You'd expect Novella to be a problem despite our low res, but since we're very way above where we should be in terms of level going into that, he's kind of very trivial, because, you know, we're just too high above in all our other stats. And the reason we'll hone in on chapter 7 is not because it's hard, it's simply because it's where we get access to our Night Seal by defeating Murray, who also isn't really a challenge. Really, Gilliam's early game is fantastic. So since that Night Crest is in our near future, let's talk about Gilliam's promotions. Gilliam's promo is an interesting one, given that in regular runs, I'd be tempted to go Great Knight over General most of the time. That has to do with two facts. The first one being the ability Great Shield. While not being bad, it doesn't trigger often, and usually Gilliam won't really need it because he doesn't really need to absorb most hits, as he'll do it kind of naturally with his very high base defense. Except for magic users, that is. The second thing is that as a general, Gilliam will usually fall behind most other troops due to the very low movement, going up only to 5 for generals. But that's about all the Grey Knight has over the general, because the general class has a higher or equal stat caps, meaning that the max amount of points you can get per stat is either higher or the same as the Grey Knight. And as you can see right now on the screen, the higher promotional bonus in all stats is also a plus, because as I reiterate a lot, in these runs, 1 point can make or break it. So you want to maximize how far up you can go with the stat caps, and you also want to maximize how many points you're getting in all the stats if possible. Plus, you know, while the Great Shield won't trigger that often, having a very low utility rate, it still can come in handy. It still can be something that can maybe save an attack here and there, especially given that later in the game, magic users may or probably will become a problem, given that Gilliam has a very low res. But for the purpose of a solo run, despite us moving much slower with the general, we'll go with it because it's quite a simple answer. Higher everything, more boost, and a skill. You know, the movement is nice, but I think at the end of the day, we need to hope and focus on the fact that our res is going to be shit, and having that Great Shield may come in handy. So as you'll see here in the upcoming chapters, Gilliam is going to be an absolute tank. I kind of shrug off any problem that is other than the tediously long combat animations. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Unlike most other characters, which at this point in the game, on chapter 8 will double most units from the fact that they're quite over level, Gilliam is going to be one of the rare ones who doesn't always do that. But we'll do our usual strategy of heading to the left side of the map to save Ephraim's group. We'll easily dispatch of all the troops, even the Anima Mage doesn't really prove to be a threat. Then we'll head back to the right side and dispatch of all the knights. We'll actually skip the Angelic Robe here, since Gilliam doesn't need it. With this 90% HP growth, he should naturally max out HP without any problem. And even then, even if he doesn't, on the off chance, we know that on the final map you can pick up an extra Angelic Robe, so if we do, you know, are a couple of points short, we'll get it back then. So we head over to Tirdo, and again, Anima Mage aren't too scary, but I do the smart thing and still take out the reinforcements here, just on the off chance that things don't go my way at all. And we'll quickly dispatch Tirdo and move on to the route split, where as per usual we'll take Eirika's route. Since we switch out Eirika for Gilliam, it's the only way to continue soloing the game with Gilliam. As the next few chapters unfold behind us, I'll take a few moments to discuss the legendary weapons, because in the last video I learned a little more about how S ranking fully works in this game, thanks to a lovely commenter who explained to me that while in your base class you can't S rank any weapon, meaning that once you promote you get the pick of the litter of what to get to S tier. And in the case of the general in Fire Emblem 8, you get access to axes, lance, and sword. But the problem with this run is I had no clue about any of that, since most of it was recorded before I did the loot run. So, spoiler alert, I'll S rank the lance because I thought it was already S ranked. In my head at the time, regardless of anything, it was already S ranked, so I didn't really think about it. But we'll still take a look at the 3 legendary weapon which we have available to us, because it's kind of fun to know what our options are either way. This being Adalma, Garm, and Vidofnir. When looking at the 3 weapons side by side, they have about the same hit rate, with Garm being the odd one out with 75. But what stands out is that Vidofnir has a low low damage number of 15, compared to the other two who have 18 and 20, Adalma being 18 and 20 on Garm. The other important factor is the boost each weapon provides. The legendary sword gives +5 res, which considering Gilliam's res growth isn't a bad option. The legendary axe gives +5 speed, which is actually even a better option for Gilliam, given his horrendous speed. Finally, the legendary spear gives you 5 defense, which for another character might actually be quite good. But for Gilliam, I'm not as convinced. So all in all, it's quite easy to discern that Garm would be the way to go. In my opinion, given extra speed, more damage, I think it's hard to argue that Garm would not be the weapon to give Gilliam, especially given that he has 0 problem with weapon weights. He is not impeding on his speed at all. He's just really just straight up boosting it. But as I said earlier, I'd already done the mistake of S ranking lances, hence I'll head into the final boss with using the worst of 3 option when it comes to the legendary weapons. That sucks, but let's see how we end up doing. Alright, skipping ahead to chapter 10, to Pablo, who some may believe could be a problem for Gilliam, and as you can see, he's gonna do some okay damage with 14, but we're gonna really outshine him really here with like doubling it with 24. Shouldn't be a problem. He did get a crit there, and we did great shield the crit. It wouldn't have killed us, but it's kind of interesting to see how Great Shield came in handy this time around. It was just nice to show that sometimes it does trigger in the most unlikely circumstances. I hate to repeat myself this much, but Gilliam's defense renders a lot of the early and mid game trivial. So I'll simply recap the important events of each upcoming maps. On chapter 11, we'll pick up the secret book helping Gilliam's skill. On chapter 12, I recruit Ewan for his energy ring. That is more of a preventive measure, as there's a good chance we'll max it normally, but I want to make sure we don't get unlucky like we did with Ross. On chapter 13, I recruit Amelia for her speedwing, as this will be crucial to attempt and grab. It's one of the most important items Gilliam can grab ever. Even chapter 14 will be quite easy, as I'll rush all the way to Carlisle, and even with 2 monks will barely hurt Gilliam. You know, Carlisle himself will be a walk in the park, as our weapon triangle advantage will make it really hard for him to even hit us. Despite his 12 damage and crit and 10% crit chance, we kind of make quick work of him. Now comes the infamous chapter 15, and in this one we'll have a few things to talk about. First off, let's look at the map's hidden treasures and see what matters to our run. The main thing here will be the Swift Soul, of course, to increase our low movement speed. It's really a must grab for any run, but especially for Gilliam. The other items to consider are the Metis Tome and the Worm Slayer, and maybe the Body Ring, as Gilliam can't use any of the other items and the Silver Card isn't particularly useful for the purpose of this run. This time around, I do skip the Metis Tome again with only 2 levels to go entering this map, because the 5+ growth on every stat may yield us a point in speed, a point here and there that could be useful, but the odds of that are quite slim. And the Body Ring is actually useless, given the fact that Gilliam has 16 constitution at this point. I don't believe that there is a weapon that we will use that will go above that in weight, so he doesn't really have a problem on that end. One could make an argument for the Worm Slayer, but even then I kind of quickly pass over it, since I feel like I have better options for the zombie dragons coming ahead. But you know, you couldn't pick up the Worm Slayer. I think it's the second best item to pick up here, given the fact that it could come in handy. Something that's going to be very annoying here for Gilliam to clear this map is just the time constraint. It's going to take a while, because on the desert tiles, Gilliam will only be able to move 1 tile, because the desert gives him a -4 movement penalty. So he'll very slowly trudge through. I do have to give a pretty huge shout out to Null here, because he doesn't just dodge 1, not just 2, but he dodges 3 whole attacks, and 2 of them are like in 70% range. Good work, Null. Good work. Let's see how long you last. So the next thing that happens on this map is we get our level 20. So let's look at our final form of Gilliam, bar any items we'll grab in the future. Honestly, I'm quite happy with this iteration of Gilliam. Both our defense and HP are maxed out as they should. We are maxed out in strength and above average to where we should be. I guess picking up that energy ring was the right play. Our skill and luck are right on average, and our res is a little below the average. Oh, and Null just got hit. Oh, yeah, okay, that was short-lived. Null's claim to fame lasted a whole turn, but we gotta give him huge props for that 1 turn, okay? We gotta give it to him. I'm still not gonna use him anytime soon. Bye-bye, Null. Thank you for your service. So, getting back to Gilliam, the one point that's quite impressive is the 21 speed, when it should be around 16, so we're doing really good on that end, even before the speed wing. So overall, I'm more than content with the Gilliam we got. We got some really good growths. Everywhere it should be is at the right place, above average for speed, which is, you know, more than we can ask for, really. So overall, I have high hopes for the future. Beyond that, chapter 15 is like many chapters. It will be long, but still kind of a walk walk in the park. You know, it's taking some time for us to walk through, but we'll take care of Carlisle and Walter in no time at all. All right, moving on to chapter 16, which can be quite scary for low res units like Gilliam. As we can see here, these long range mages, if they hit, we're in trouble, but the one with bolting seems to have a much lower chance to hit. The one with the purge is a little scarier, so the plan is simple: beeline it to the mages, take them out quickly, which as you can see we do. Then we go grab the talisman on the higher most chest on the right side, because that's going to be very important for res, and then we go off to Orson and finish him off with a little bit of ease. I don't talk about the shamans as much on this map because they're not even scary. They barely have a chance of hitting you, especially if you use the pillar correctly, so I'm not too worried about that. So I didn't think I'd ever have to say this, but let's take a minute to talk about chapter 17. Yeah, chapter 17, the one we clear usually in like about 5 turns. Yeah, that one. We're gonna talk about it. So the difficulty here is kind of brought on by my own self. As you can see, I get attacked by the Luna Mage there, and I don't counterattack, but that's because I kind of forgot to buy javelins and hand axes. I believe I only have one of those left, so that means that I'll be in a tight spot against the mages to be able to attack them from further away. And as you can see, when they start attacking, they can hit me for about 50% ish, depending on which mage it is, but for quite a bit of damage. And we get hit a few times here. We're down to 23 HP, but the main issue we're gonna face is really that range. So we take out this guy with a killing edge, but all in all, we're still in trouble because we can't really counterattack any of the other mages. But here come the mages. We dodged that 51% chance. That's really good. I'm happy about that. We dodged at 53. Okay, Gilliam, go off. I guess it's not a problem after all. Okay, we don't dodge that one. We have 6 HP. We have to dodge that. Okay, so we don't dodge that one. Okay, so we got hit by the 36%, but we did dodge 2 high 50% chances. So let's give it another try. Let's see how we approach this. We need to equip ranged weapons here, and it turns out the only ones I have left is a hand axe that Garcia was holding on to, and Ross's hatchet. So we'll go with those, I guess. Let's skip right ahead to close to the Leon's castle. We get attacked by this gentleman with a killing edge, but he's not really a worry. We just can't really double him, so he kind of blocks our way. Okay, now let's see how well these mages do. We dodge 48, and we do double this one sage. We get the tome, but that really doesn't matter. All right, Nosferatu, we get hit by it, but we kill that one druid. That shouldn't hit. We do dodge that. Okay, that's good enough. We do hit those. Those are kind of low 69s. I'm kind of scared. Oh, we did get hit by that, and we did do hit 258%. Okay, so luck seems to be on our side, but I think we're low on the... Okay, so the Anhax just broke on that guy, so we're gonna have to readjust here. We'll start by taking out this guy, and honestly, there's like 1 mage left. I'm not too worried. We should be able to get to Leon right after that, but I know there's another round of druid that does spawn at the end of this turn. Remember, we still have the hatchet, 28 HP. We're gonna have to be extremely careful going forward. Okay, so we get hit by the 9 damage, but we do dodge the 11 one. We're low on HP. Let's look at our convoy. We have the 1 hatchet. We can't even use the tomahawk because I forgot to level up my axe levels, which is kind of bad. I should have leveled up my axe level before that. I don't know why I made that bad decision. So we do use the elixir. We stand with the hatchet, and let's see how well we do against probably the onslaught of mage that's gonna attack before Leon even goes for us. As you can see, the hatchet doesn't even take out that one paladin. We do take out the mage here. The other one hits, but we do also take him out. Okay, so the druids are probably going to come forward. We dodge that one. That's good. That's good. All right, next one. Can we... Okay, that can't hit us. Okay, that's good. That's good. 40 HP. Okay, we should be fine. Oh, that's good. Oh, that hits 25. How much does he do again? Oh, no. I think... Oh, he does just 27. Oh, and we get hit. Oh, that was actually low hit chance for him. 49? Okay, the strategy isn't bad. We're just gonna have to try to conserve a little bit more of our couple of hand-axes used. I never thought this map would actually be complicated, but it turns out it's more complicated than I thought. It's brought on by ourselves. We'll bring a pure water too, to make sure that we get hit by less damage here. All right, let's skip back ahead to the mages here. So we do use a lot of our Anhaxes used on the Wyvern Knights, but here comes the mage, 47%. We dodge, that's nice. Okay, we take the sage out. He's never really been a problem, but it's those druids, man, those druids. Okay, we dodge that one, that's nice. We take out 1 druid. Okay, 1 down. This one should be a walk in the park. Oh, he dodged one of our attacks. Okay. We dodged that one. Okay. You see, using the pure water was useful because that was 7 damage that one was going to do to us if that was the case. So using the pure water was a good idea. We do have only 2 N-Hax's uses left. So we'll use one to take out this druid over here just in case to stop him from doing any damage we wouldn't like. But we'll be stuck on a melee weapon here beyond that point. Okay, so we dodged that one mage. We get hit by the second one, but we're still at 55 HP. So overall, we're looking much better than last time. So let's check our supply. I think we'll take the hatchet over here because we don't really have a choice to attack Leon, but we should be using a pure water over here just to make sure. Okay, no, we just wait. I didn't use the pure water. Weird. Okay, I should have used the pure water, but that's fine. We waited out. The hatchet's gonna be fine. We do take out the paladin with it, which is nice. Hopefully we dodge enough of these attacks. We dodged that 5 damage. That's good enough. We get a great shield here. Okay, great shield proc coming in clutch here. 6 damage saved. Hopefully we get, okay, we dodged that. That was good, easy dodge. 34% chance. Next one up, 16% chance to hit. We dodge it. Okay, that's nice. And now we need to dodge this guy too. We do. Let's go. Okay, so it's Leon and I. He can hit us here. He can hit us. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. 33 damage. That's fine with me. I think do we kill here? Yeah, I think we do. And Leon is gonzo. If we hit, we do hit. Okay, good. Okay, chapter 17. We had 2 game overs on it. That's a new one. That's one I'm not used to. Okay, well, let's move on. All right, well, with these little stumbles, chapter 18 doesn't bode well. We do stock up on javelins, though. I will say we do stock up on javelins and N-Haxes just to make sure we're in a good place. So let's get it started and see how it goes. As per usual, we do take out the eggs over here and take out the we're gonna have to take out the Gorgon on their counterattack. But see, that's 20 damage on a 45% chance to hit. Those are kind of high-ish, and they do a lot. They both hit. I'm already at 21 HP, 3 enemies in, and this guy 38. Okay, we do dodge that one. Okay, we gotta hope to dodge that. What I'm gonna try to do here is take out as many of the eggs as possible before it spawns too many monsters. So, you know, that gargoyle is fine. He's not a problem at all. This guy, though, does he do? Okay, we dodge. That's good enough. He gets hit by the fire. All right, let's go take out the eggs beside him. Again, the word is take out as many of them before they can spawn. At least that's my strategy going into it. Hopefully it works. Hopefully we dodge that and don't. Okay, we should have taken out the Gorgon. I think that was a bad call. Okay, let's try again. Okay, so first egg patch, we take out one of them. Let's take out the other one. Okay, 12 damage. We do bring pure waters here. I did use a pure water beforehand, so we do bring those here. Okay, so we got attacked by this guy and we dodge it. Okay, that's a 21 damage despite using the pure water. Okay, so we got to take out this egg here. I'm trying to look for a weapon that's gonna give me more avoid, but realizing that my avoid is based on my speed, so there's no changes with that no matter the weapon I take. So we're gonna have to hope for the best here. We keep dodging that guy. Even this time we dodge, which is nice, and we're gonna go take him out right away here. I think he's dead, out of our way. Now we can take out a few more of the eggs around us because they will, again, we want to limit the amount of these guys spawning. Both of them are going to hatch, I think, next turn, or maybe just the one on my left. But our goal is to take out both of them as quickly as possible before more Gorgons end up spawning, because the best way to approach this might be to limit the amount of enemies spawning on us. Okay, so we're going to skip ahead here a little bit because a lot of enemy reinforcements show up. A lot of the eggs end up hatching and the Gorgons begin their attack on us. We dodge this one. Okay, 34 chance on the stone. We dodge it. That's not too bad, but it's still kind of high. Okay, 33. Okay, we dodge it. Ooh. Okay, next one. We're gonna kill all the physical units, which won't be a problem, the spiders and the gargoyles. Really, I'm only worried about the Gorgons here. Okay, hopefully that stone counterattack doesn't hit. Okay, good. So this guy is down. And now there's gonna be a bunch around us. Okay, how much can we dodge? We gotta dodge this. Okay, we kill one down. That's one less in our hair. 36% chance to hit on the stone. Oh man, we get stoned. Oh, that's just so bad. That's just so unfortunate. So a lot of our future attempts kind of go this way. We either get hit by a stone or hit by too many high magic powered attack. Unfortunately, this map is extremely tough for Gilliam. I spent over an hour on it. So we'll adjust our strategy a little bit. What we'll end up starting to do is heading down to the bottom area of the map. That way we encounter much less Gorgons at once. And we can also force a lot of the Gorgons that will hatch to come towards us, meaning they will walk on a lot of fire tiles. That means that some of them may get unlucky and get hit by the crit, because these fire tiles can crit and one-shot them, or even arrive at us with very low HP, meaning that we can only take them out using a single hit. We'll also take advantage of some of the Gorgons who are actually stationary. They don't seem to move at all. I don't know what's the coding behind them exactly, but there's one at the bottom who will not move. They'll just attack when you're in range. They won't move back if you have a ranged weapon or anything. They'll just kind of stay in their spot. There's also one that does the same thing at the top left who just doesn't move. So if you're in range, they'll attack. If you're not, they won't. I don't know what the coding behind it is, but at the end of the day, I guess it's a plus because it just kind of allows you to manipulate the map and manipulate your luck a little bit more to avoid getting hit. But as you can see right now on the screen, as I take out this evil eye, you can see the Gorgons are starting to come down, and a lot of them are lowish on HP. So I'll start kind of just picking them off one by one, take one out, get attacked by another one, type of deal. Yeah, I'll use a pure water and let them come to me, and the Gorgon just stops in front of me and doesn't attack me. So I guess that's a plus. That's a weird movement they did there. They could have attacked me but didn't. All right, so what I'll do is I'll take that one out. It's got 10 HP. It's an easy kill. I should get attacked by two more here, but hopefully I dodge at least one. Okay, I get hit by that one. I'm at 12 HP. How did the other one do? 14. Don't hit. Oh, okay, we dodge. And see, one dies right on the fire tile here. So that's what we wanted. We take the time to elixir here. We go back so that we avoid getting hit by too many of them, because we'll get hit by a lot of them here. We'll elixir right away and let them come again. Let them walk on those fire tiles. 19 damage. We get hit by that one. 16 damage. We dodge that one. And 15 damage. We dodge that one too. And one hits, get hit by the fire tile. See, the strategy is kind of quote unquote easy, but it's quite hard to keep it consistent. So this one comes in, 16 damage. We dodge. We got to get lucky here. 17 damage. We dodge. Okay. Great shield procs. Let's go. And you know, whether that hits or not, okay, that hits, that's fine. But okay, we gotta get lucky again. Okay, so let's kill one of them. Got 25 HP. I guess getting hit by that other one was bad. 17, we dodge. Okay, next one, 18 damage, please dodge. Okay, we get hit 7 HP. Oh no, this might be it. Oh man. Okay, so that is it for this attempt. God dang it. Okay, let's give it another shot. See, the strategy is kind of that, but it's not consistent. We got to get lucky on this one. Okay, so as you can see here, we go back down and we start scouting the area around us, which Gorgon we want to take out, because there's two very low HP around us. We end up with the left side one. We take that one out right away. We'll get attacked by some of the other ones. Hopefully we don't get hit here. We do dodge. We have to like 25 HP. That's kind of like dangerous, but we'll take out the one at the bottom. Allow a few more of them to get hit by those fire tiles, hopefully them walking on it directly. We dodge that stone, and a lot of them will walk on the fire tiles, get hit, but see, that's still 4 in our just immediate vicinity. All right, down to 3, but still 3 that can hit us and kill us. 18, we got 6 HP here. Oh my god, is that gonna be another attempt? We dodge. Okay, another one, please. Okay, we dodge. Okay, one of them dies by the fire. That's actually great, and we do use an elixir here because we don't want to take any chances. Let them attack us. Worst case scenario, we get hit. We dodge that one. That's 20. That's a lot of damage. Okay, we dodge both, so that's actually kind of great. We kill the one that does the most damage out of the two, and we dodge that one. Okay, so we got extremely lucky. So see, that's the first part of the map done. You get most of the reinforcement down. There's only like the right side of it left to do. So what we'll do is we'll walk up the right side and clear what's kind of there quickly. The couple of units around there, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And instead of walking up through that kind of tiny pass where a bunch of Gorgons are going to be able to attack you at once, what we'll do is we'll head to the left hand side where there's two kind of standing in that little island, and we will take them out quite hastily, especially given the fact that one of them will not move. So there's only kind of one you have to worry about, and you can kind of just beeline straight to it, as the other one will most likely ignore you until you're directly in range of it. So those are easy to take out. So now you only have that little cluster to take out on the right side, which is still a problem. problem, but it's doable. So the way we'll do it is we'll set up a trap. We'll have Gilliam wait just in range of an attack of the boss one with a non-range weapon using a pure water again. That way it will use its range attack and not its stone. It's gonna hit us there, but that's fine. We wanted to bait it away from its friends. And now we'll attempt to kill it with a range weapon. That way we can take it out quickly. Even if we get hit, it's not too bad. I think we still have one elixir on ourselves, so we can use that. We do dodge and we kick out that one. This is the most scary Gorgon because it's the one that does the most damage. And you see using the pure water makes even the evil eye not do any damage. Okay, so now we have 3 left. One, I think three of them have stone, and one is an extremely long range attack, but one of them does not move. You see, we're gonna get attacked by the long range one because now we're in range, but the other one won't move, so we can just straight up walk to it and take it out. We only got 3 left. Okay, there's gonna be reinforcements that are gonna show up here, but they're not too scary. This guy's gonna attack us. Okay, so we get hit by both of them. Okay, if we take one out, if the other one hits us, because they won't move, we'll be fine. Okay, so this is, okay, we got 5 HP, but I think we win because there's only one left. We have 1 elixir, so we end up being able to clear this map. Okay, that's amazing. I did spend a whole hour on this map, so I was very relieved when we got to that point. So that's good. We got through this one huge hurdle. Luckily, chapter 19 will be a breath of fresh air, and as per usual, an easy clear. But as I pick up Mansell and just stand on the throne for the next 13 turns, which is usually the strategy we go with, I'd like to talk about this map a little bit because we never really talk about it, but there is quite a few important items on this map. We do tend to skip out on them because of how slowed down we are with having to rescue Mansell. This isn't any different from Gilliam. He will get his speed and his skill halved by using the rescue command, which happens to every unit in this game once you rescue somebody else. What I'm mostly talking about here is the left side chest room, where I could get both a rune sword and most importantly an extra speed wing. Both of these items could help out Gilliam, especially the speed wing, given it could give us a speed of 23, which as we know is the speed we need to consistently double our good friend the Demon King. At the time I did not know that, so I want to bring it up because for anyone who tried to replicate this run, getting those items isn't impossible. It just requires maybe a little bit better planning than I did here and probably just a little bit more luck. So if you're looking to replicate this, I think it's mathematically doable to go get at least one of the chests, maybe both of them, but it's gonna be a hard time to get it. So I won't grab any of them, but I thought I'd highlight them because we usually skip over it. All right, so we're gonna go over chapter 20 very quickly because it's actually a walk in the park. It does take Gilliam a while because while all the forest tiles help avoiding the magic attack that Gilliam might have a hard time and won't naturally tank, it does slow down his movement by like, I think it's 3 for knights and generals. So walking through forest is a little bit of a tough one, but it takes a while, but we do get there. Also, we don't use the bottom path with the hill because generals and knights are some of those classes that are not allowed to traverse this type of terrain. There is a few restriction on this terrain, and a lot of the cavalier units and a lot of the knight units aren't able to walk over them. So we take the long way, but we get there. Even Morva isn't too much of a problem. We do make quick work using Vidofnir and become very close to dying to the evil eye. But all is good in the world in the end. This is make or break time, baby. Time for the final chapter. I'm excited. So Gilliam is gonna make quick work of the early stage, which is really just an onslaught of bone walkers. So let's skip right to the zombie dragon, who is actually quite the challenge in and of itself. And of course, we'll take the right hand side because as we learned last time, if you take the left hand side, evil eyes will spawn on the right, which Gilliam is not gonna have a fun time with. So we'd rather have the gargoyle spawn on the left instead. All right, so we do try to see what it does here. So you can see he's got 80% chance to hit us. So he's gonna hit us. And it does 34 damage, which is, the piercing sucks so much because our health is maxed at 60. So if he hits us twice, we die. So we need some amount of luck here. So what I do is I put my spear up, I attack the other ones around us, and I'm gonna try to counter with my spear is initial attack and then take him out. See, 34 damage, 80% chance to hit. We do get a crit here, which is a very nice crit. Useful. We would have liked a great shield proc, but we don't get it. So let's check out how we're gonna move on. We walk to him. Vidofnir just doesn't quite do it. See, we're still a little behind on HP, and also we're a little bit behind on damage. We don't really have a good solution. I guess we could equip the javelin or the brave lance, but even that's not gonna do it. We gotta heal and we gotta take this guy out, but he can't hit us. The fact that our spear broke is actually really bad because we need to probably attack him twice with the spear. I think the thing you kind of want to happen here is you want him to attack you twice. At least we still got some jab use. I'm gonna do a lot, but it's gonna do 10, and I think pair with a Vidofnir, that should do enough. So let's use an elixir and we'll allow him to attack us once again. See here, 34 damage, we get hit. We can't really bank on we get a crit. We get a crit. Okay, that's good. That helps us out. We can't really bank on a dodge, crit, or great shield. That's the only thing that sucks. We would like one of these three things to happen, either a dodge or the great shield more than the crit, because the crit helps, yes, but it's still, as you can see, we got 2 and it wasn't quite enough. So we get through that zombie dragon, but it's not a clean one. It's not a clean one. We used 1 elixir. We're gonna have to use a second one before we even get close to the Gorgons and Leon, because they're gonna do a lot of damage to us, as we learned a little bit earlier. So let's skip right ahead to that. Okay, so here I make a little bit of a placement mistake, and I place myself a little too close to the left side. I don't know why I did that. I get attacked. I dodged that shadow shot, which would have definitely killed me, by the way. And this guy attacks us. Ooh, okay, we do kill him though, but he does. We are down to 3 HP. That's all right. I guess we're gonna be able to use another elixir and tank that, but we're gonna go back to the right side where the spiders are to go straight to Leon. So we make another positioning mistake. Instead of letting the spiders come to us, we go to them and we place ourselves of the range of one of the shadow shots, which is a mistake in and of itself, and we dodge it. Okay, that's fine. Actually, 2 of the shadow shots. Oh no, give me that. Oh yeah, hit by the second one. See, that's bad. That's the kind of things you have to remember. But I think I was just kind of like, I think I was a little tired. It was making a little bit of mistakes here, but that's fine. We can reach Leon here. I know the smart thing to do would probably to be take out the Gorgons, but I kind of want to make quick work of him. So we're gonna go with the good old Killer Lance strategy. The good old, let's try to fish for a crit strategy. So we'll stand at our elixir and we will end the turn. See what happens. All right, he attacks us. Let's see how we do. 43 damage, 89% chance to hit. He's gonna hit that and he's gonna hurt. We do get our crit though. That's very nice. We hit 2 crits. Okay, that level of luck is absolutely insane. So if you hit 2 crits, you take him out in 1 shot, and we make it first attempt at the Demon King. Okay, that's kind of insane. Let's go see what we have to deal with. We already know we're not going to be able to double because, as I mentioned earlier, you need 23 speed. We're at 21. We're a little bit under 22 sometimes, depending on his speed. But he does only do 15 damage to us, which is really good. And we do a good, we do a favorable 23. He's going to hit us here. He's going to spawn his friends, and so far so good, except for that dragon and the Gorgon. Okay, so we're going to re-attack him right away. I think my thinking here is I want to get a great shield at some point. Either he attacks us, we get the great shield, or something else attacks us and we get it. But we're 30 HP, and the dragon, yeah, the zombie dragon's going to be a problem, huh? Okay, he attacks us again. We get hit. Okay, we got 15 HP. We got to be lucky here. We got to have some luck on our side. We'll make quick work of all the other monsters. Let's see about the zombie dragon. And yeah, that's the one I was scared of. That and the Gorgon I was scared of, but we did make it to 4 Mortis, so I guess that's a good thing. All right, let's give it another shot, and let's start with a zombie dragon. What we're gonna do is we're gonna let him come to us and equip the spear. He's gonna attack us. 31 hits. That hurts. That sucks, but we do hit him with 2 spears. We don't crit though. So what we're gonna do is we'll keep the spear equipped, elixir, because if he hits us, he kills us, and let him attack us again. And we do 12. Oh, can we get a crit? No, that's 31 HP. We see, that's one of the problems here. We're one off, and he dies. We don't have the damage we need. We're 1 HP off, and he dies. And I'll attack him here because I'm like, you know what? I can't spend 3 elixirs just on the dragon. I'm hoping for a dodge or a crit. We clearly don't get it. We die. That's our next attempt right after. But hey, I tried something. So we gotta have some amount of crit to happen to us, either a dodge or a great shield. These are gonna be hard odds to get over. All right, so it takes a while before I even make it back to Leon. I eventually get over the zombie dragon. It's a hard shout, but we do get there. We do start using also pure water for Leon because, you know, he's quite hard to beat, and the pure water is the best strategy with the crit. So what we do is we get back to where we were last time, and we set ourselves up with the pure water. We still have all our elixir because on the last zombie dragon attempt, we critted him and got a great shield. We got like the best case scenario. He attacks us here. He does 38 damage. He hits us for sure with that 91, but you know, you can see the pure water helps a bit, and we get a crit. Okay, that's very nice. He's at 22 HP currently. We dodged that one. Okay, we need to dodge everything here. We dodged that one too. You know, the skeleton can attack. Who cares? We got to dodge that one. We got to dodge that one. Okay, we dodge. Okay, please dodge the stone. We do sometimes get taken out by the stone, by the way. Oh, okay, that last one hits, but we're fine. We're 1 HP, and we take out this guy. Ooh, we don't quite have it. So we end up doing the elixir and, you know, tanking the next hit. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna hit with a Dofnir and get Leon down. Okay, we're back to 4 Mortis. This is the second time we made it in like about 45 minutes. I'm getting excited here. I'm like, okay, this has to be it because I don't want to re-go through all this pain once again. So as you can see here, again, 15 damage, 76% chance chance to hit us. We hit him with the first 23. He hits us back as expected. He spawns his friends and 2 dragon. Oh, this is gonna suck, man. Okay, how do we... Oh, I think this becomes impossible when there's 2 dragons, because like there's no way we dodge them. Like there's just no way at all. Okay, so I set myself in a position where I heal up. I equip the spear to try to hit the zombie dragons and maybe get something to happen. He hits me with the 20 damage because I don't have Vidolfnir equipment anymore. I don't have the +5 defense. We'll make quick work of all the monsters around us, whether it's the spiders, the skeletons, the zombie, whatever they are. We're just waiting to see how it's gonna go with the dragons. Okay, first one attacks, we get hit, no crits. Okay, second one attacks, we get hit. Okay, that's game over. Oh god. So clearly here we have a problem, because after this attempt I don't really make it back to Fort Mortis for about 2 hours. All right, let's take a little break as other attempts play in the background, and let's break down the scenarios that are available to us in front of us. The main thing isn't the Demon King itself, since we can easily outpace him with elixirs. He only does about 15 damage to us, and we can maybe hope for a little luck with Great Shield triggering maybe once. But the real problem lies with the monsters he spawns around him. They always kind of cause me trouble, because between Evil Eyes, Gorgon, and zombie dragons, it's hard to get a favorable spread of monster. It's not like Loot where the only concern was like, don't get a zombie dragon. We have like 3 full groups of enemies to worry about. So it's hard to bet on getting that favorable spread of monster that won't stir too much trouble for us. Also, not doubling kind of sucks. If we could double, we could do it in even less turns. As it stands right now, we have to do it in about 5 to 6 turns. So we do need a certain amount of luck on our side. But when you think about it, if we don't have to deal with a unfavorable spread of monster, let's say, we could maybe outpace him using the right amount of elixirs. And I know some of you have suggested in the comment section below that I could probably get a new set of elixirs for the final map, for the Demon King fight, because it's technically a new map. And I'm still considering it right now. I'm still thinking about it, so let me know that in the comments section below. But remember, at the time I hadn't had that kind of feedback yet, so I wasn't sure, and I kind of wanted to stick to the rules I had laid out. But that leads us to our next problem, which is HP recovery. You know, if we could get to him with, you know, at least 2 elixirs, 3 if we're lucky, we would be in such a good position. The problem is that is not necessarily impossible, but the odds of it happening are extremely low, because just getting past a zombie dragon without using a single elixir is really hard. Because first of all, he's gonna hit you. There's very little chances you're gonna dodge, with like about 80% chance to hit, and Great Shield won't trigger that often. So between both of these things, you know, dodging enough and having Great Shield triggers, it's really hard to get past him with 3 elixirs. It's more common to get past him with 2, but still it's a high luck ceiling there. And that doesn't even take into account the Gorgons. Even if we don't go carefully around and kind of take them out one by one, or as best we can, it's still about a 50% chance to hit for them, and they do a lot of damage. And then that leaves one-shotting Leon, which we know is possible. We did it in the first run, right? We got 2 crits and we did it. But even those odds are hard. So individually, each of these things happening have a mid to high chance of not happening. Our odds aren't really in our favor, aren't really great. But when you stack them up one behind another, all the different little things that need to happen, it becomes kind of a string of luck that just doesn't happen. It becomes like lottery-esque odds, and we can't really rely on that, can we? But despite all of this, I do manage to make it back one more time to the Demon King. All right, so we moved Ephraim out of the way. Let's go take a look at this guy. As you can see here, we have 2 elixirs, so we're going in a favorable position for, you know, what we've had. Let's take out Vidolfnir. All right, here it is. 14 damage on us. Actually, he's on the lower spread here, and 23. All right, let's hit him. He dodges. Oh my god. Okay, but we do get a Great Shield. That was like such an unfortunate series of events for like both of us, but the spread of enemies is kind of bad here. So you see me, I decide that maybe taking out the zombie dragon here might be a good idea. Maybe clearing the field, but even then we don't kill the zombie dragon. So it's not even a great shout at the end of the day. So we go back to the Demon King here. We're gonna have to hit him. We're gonna have to go for him. We do hit him once. All right, what happens here? Okay, we get hit, but we gotta maybe dodge something. Even if we get hit, 32 damage. Yeah, I think the zombie dragon kills us if he hits us, but we may be able to dodge or get another great shield, you know? Anything can happen, really. All right, he comes in, 28 damage. We survive with 4 HP, so that's actually pretty good. Oh my god, the rune sword could have ruined us. 21 damage. Let's dodge this. Okay, good. So if we heal, this isn't all that bad. We do equip the spear to be able to counter the zombie dragon if he does attack us. So we heal up here. We wait. We know we're gonna get attacked by this guy. 19 damage. It's not great, but we gotta take it. It's gonna be hard to dodge the zombie dragon attack. We dodge. Nice. Can we get a crit? Okay, no crit, but he's at 46 HP right at the moment. So he's not in kill range though. He's not in kill range as we do. Okay, we do dodge this, so that's good. So far, we're not in a bad position, I'd say. But we gotta take out something. So let's take out the evil eye, because in case that hits us, the dragon is not in kill range anyways, so we can't really kill him. Can we dodge this? Okay, we did get hit with 22 HP. We hope to dodge or great shield or something. Okay, yeah. See, the amount of things that need to go well. You could see all these hit chances, except for the evil eye, we're like in the 70s. It just doesn't work. So I'll be honest, at this point in the video, I was kind of over it all. I must have done over 50 attempts, gotten to hit the Demon King maybe 5 times overall. Even beyond this point, I played for another hour and maybe got to him once or twice. So after failing, I decided to take a break from this run. And I was like, I'm gonna get back to it later. Maybe there's something not thinking about. Maybe in my head, the luck isn't, maybe I'm just gonna get lucky one day. But because I didn't want to leave you guys with no content, I decided to go make the loot video instead. I was like, loot's gonna be probably, in my head, was gonna be an easy ride. Turned out it was a little harder than I thought, but still kind of an easy one. So I took a break, went and did that. In a way, I kind of hoped the loot video would maybe teach me something important for this next run. And in a way, it kind of did. Let me break it down for you. So 2 things were evident from the Gilliam run. I lacked the speed to double for Mortis, which mostly made his fight more arduous than it needed to be. And that might be my most complicated riddle to solve for current Gilliam, because he's actually quite gifted in speed for Gilliam. With his 21 speed, we can't really expect for something better. And the only way to add to what we currently have would be to grab the second speed wing on chapter 19. But we've already been over how hard that will be, so this is somewhat of an impossible problem to solve. For now, let's move on to the second thing we need to address. Our massive need to find another way to heal. We could always allow ourselves to use a mulligan rule and grab an extra potion from the convoy for the Demon King fight specifically. I'm still not quite sure about that, and I want you guys' input on it before I make a final say. I have to think of something else, and that something else is a rare weapon that I didn't mention earlier in this video, and that we did actually use in our first run with Eirika, but for some reason I'd fully forgotten about it for a minute. That's the rune sword. There's only a couple of weapons in the game that have a vampiric effect, and one of those that Gilliam can use is the rune sword. It allows you to heal the damage you deal to your opponent, but it has the same problem as the aforementioned speedwing. It's on chapter 19, and we can't get to those chests very consistently. But one thing it can also do is spawn as an enemy drop on any bone walker in either skirmishes or the Tower of Valny. But we did save at the final chapter, so we're kind of soft locked here. We can't really get out of it. So our problem really aren't solved. We just identified ways to actually solve them. Well, not exactly. They are solved, because if the loot run did teach me one thing, is that there's no shame in resetting. And sometimes it tells an even more compelling story. See, before I did the loot video, I wasn't quite willing to reset a run, especially this far in. I was a little stubborn about it. I had a lot of ego. I was like, it doesn't count as well if you don't do it on the first try. But that's not necessarily true. It's sometimes, I said earlier, a better story to tell if you try another strategy. So the way I'm going to go about it is I'm going to put my ego aside, and I'm just going to do a whole reset. But for the sake of brevity, I will not recap the entire run again. I'll simply talk about the few changes I made, and there isn't a lot. There's 2. The first one I make has to do with our speed problem. You see, as I mentioned earlier, we can't really expect our second Gilliam to reach 21 speed and then get that second speed wing, but there is something we can do, and it has to do with the reason I talked about the legendary weapons earlier in the video. You see, the loot run also taught me that you can only S rank in your promoted class, which means that we can change a little bit how we approach it. We don't have to use Vidofnir. We can use Garm, which was clearly the superior of the 3 legendary weapons. Garm allows you to get a passive of +5 speed. And this kind of solves our speed problem because while I'm not expecting to hit 21 speed again, I can safely expect 18 as Gilliam's average should be around 16. And paired with the speed wing we're going to get off Amelia, we can expect to hit 18. That is if everything goes our way, and I guess we'll see if it does. And this plus the 5 speed from Garm would allow us to hit the oh so coveted 23 speed. We right on the money, and we could double the Demon King and lower the amount of turns we need to kill him to, I think, maybe 2 or 3. So let's look at the level 20 Gilliam we get, and we'll do so by putting chapter 18 in the background because somehow I managed to do it again, but I had an easier time with it this time around. So things are actually pretty much on par with our previous Gilliam, except for 2 big differences. Our skills somehow got maxed out. Even with 2 secret books, that's kind of impressive. So that's pretty neat. But our speed is, as predicted, much lower, but it's the exact amount we needed with 18 speed. The exact amount we wanted, we were shooting for. We got the lowest we could get to get this run to work. And we'll make up that 5 missing with Garm. So overall, I'm really happy with the results, as they are exactly what we wanted them to be. And we have the higher skill on top of that, which is a nice bonus. The second thing we changed, we end up grabbing a rune sword. And that kind of takes a while to do because, as I mentioned earlier, it can be dropped by skeletons in the Tower of Valny or skirmishes. The one problem is that, well, the odds are not in our favor. You're looking at a 0.1% chance of that even happening. Luckily, I play these runs at 3 times speeds, allowing me to reset the tower quite quickly. So what I do is I simply enter the tower, check the inventory of all bone walkers, and if there isn't anything in there, I start the map and then retreat, and then rinse and repeat until I get what I want. So I end up doing that for a little bit, and honestly get quite lucky because we happen upon it after about 20 minutes of real lifetime. We really got lucky here, but I'm not going to try to expect that for every run. Run with sword characters are going to be really tedious just for that. It's time for the final chapter again, but let's try this again with Garm and the rune sword. All right, let's start with our good friend, the zombie dragon. So the way we're going to approach this is simple. We're going to equip the rune sword because we're going to have the range. We're going to be able to counter attack, and we'll be able to heal a portion of the damage he does land us. We can't crit with it, so we got to be careful. We can easily take him out without a problem. This fight becomes almost trivial, and then we will use the rune sword to beat up all the skeletons around, all the bone walker, and proceed to heal. Let's skip ahead to Leon because honestly, you know, we use all our rune swords to heal back up after that, or most of it, and now we're moving on to fighting Leon. So the first thing we do is we do grab pure waters from the supply, and then we'll let the gorgons come and attack us. We'll equip the spear. We do get a nice great shield here off that 17 shadow shot, and hopefully we dodge that one. Okay, we do. Okay, so this one's gonna walk forward. We can take it out in one hit. It does hit. 17 damage isn't great, but you know, we had 60% chance of getting hit there. We were probably gonna get hit. You can see we can do some pretty good damage with Garm at Leon, but I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna be using another crit weapon. So we'll equip the killer axe because it has the higher base damage of all the killer weapons, I believe, and we will heal. That way we will use counter attacks. We're kind of rushing this one. We could be more careful, but Leon attacks. We do get hit here by a lot of damage. We do get 1 crit though. Okay, 19 HP. Hopefully we survive everything. Great shield. Amazing. That's 2 great shields in a row. That's kind of insane when you think about it. We get hit by that 18 damage with 6 HP. Okay, so we gotta survive here. We gotta... All right, we get hit. Okay, so, you know, let's give it another shot. We did rush it. I think I was really excited to try out Garm and all that stuff. So we end up rushing Leon, but we're going to head back to Leon. We're going to be a little bit more careful this time. So as you'll see, my strategy is a little bit more aggressive here. I go attack the first Gorgon right out the gate so I don't get hit by them. And then I will try to methodically take out each Gorgon one at a time. I do get hit by one and I dodge the second one, which is good. Hopefully we do kill this one. It hits us, which isn't great, but what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna try to take them out one by one. So we take out the one with the shadow shot very easily, can't counterattack us. The second shadow shot's gonna attack, but it just does a little under what we have in terms of HP. So even we dodge it, but even if we didn't, we could have survived. So we pick up the steel blade from our inventory, equip it as our second weapon because we know the doggos are gonna attack. We attack the one with the shadow shot that can't retaliate because the shadow shot is a long range attack, and we know the doggos are gonna come in, but we're pretty safe. You know, I kind of knew they weren't gonna do any damage, so we'll make quick work of them. And then we'll move on to Leon again. We're gonna go with the same killer axe strategy we went last time with, and we will take out the Gorgon first to avoid the amount of stones we're gonna get attacked by. That way, one's out of the way, we only have one to deal with. We lower our odds of getting hit or not good things happening to us. Leon attacks. He's gonna hit. 98% chance to hit. I'm not dodging that. We do get a crit here, which is pretty nice. And now he's down to 23 HP. Gotta dodge at 47. Okay, we do. That's amazing. Okay, can we take this man out? So that's when I decide to heal. I decide to use one of my elixirs. So I'll go in with one elixir on Formortis. It was worth the use just to get past him, to kind of go scout the Demon King and see what we have in store for the future of this run. Because I don't think we're going to take him out in one hit. But I move Ephraim out of the way and I'm saying, you know what? Let's go just check out what we have in store. And that's 33 damage times 2. That's a lot of damage. Okay, 20 damage on us. We should be fine. So we hit once. All right, that's good. We dodge. And wait a minute. Yes. Wait. Yes, 55 HP. We attacked. You can see me just pausing there for a little because I kind of make the math and I'm like, we won. We just won. I can't believe it. It's done. It's here. Come on. Let's take him out right away. All right, baby. Hit once. Let's not miss, because if we miss, we're kind of in trouble. Okay, we get hit, and we do it. Let's go. I was so excited when that ended up happening. You cannot even believe. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy we did it. This took a while, having to do the whole reset, wait an entire other run to get back to it, and it turns out our gambit ended up working. I cannot believe it. So we did it, and quite handily at that. We did it in 472 turns, if you can even believe that. It seems that sometimes resetting is actually the answer. So despite Gilliam being quite the challenging run, especially in the end with the couple of chapters at the end, 17, 18 that we had a hard time with, and the final chapter, of course, which was pretty much impossible in certain iteration of your Gilliam, but he had such an easy time with the rest of the game, it wasn't even close. He did stumble in unlikely places such as chapter 17, and also he quite get a low amount of turn. Given the fact that he's very slow to move through the maps, 472 turns is actually quite good. This is actually very close to Ross's amount of turn. But the big one here for Gilliam, in my opinion, that places him below Ross on the tier list is this time of 11 hours and 8 minutes. That's quite high. So we're gonna place Gilliam just right below Ross in his own tier. And as we get more and more runs going, you guys will be able to see that we'll start adding new characters in the same tiers as others. Right now, they're all in separate tiers because they're all very different in the types of challenges that are ahead of us when it comes to doing these runs with each of these characters. They all have their unique challenges, all I feel have their unique spots, but they become really good benchmarks for me to then place new characters within these same tiers. So we do give him his own tier because it's really hard to place him in the same tier as Ross because of the time, but he wasn't as bad as Eirika, not even close. So also I took your feedback in when I asked the question about the reset counter and I decided to add it, but as a lot of you guys suggested, it's not going to impact runs or barely impact runs. It's only going to come in as kind of like maybe a tiebreaker, maybe something to come in if two are way too close, but overall, you know, it's not going to come in effect too much. It's just more as an informative visual marker just so that we have more information to look at. But really, we're just going to have it in terms of seeing how many resets it takes more than actually giving it any value. It only helps us understand a little bit more what ends up happening. Thank you guys for watching. I've kept you guys long enough. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, if you want to support me even beyond, you can join and become a member down below. And other than that, if you enjoy Fire Emblem content, subscribe. There's going to be more in the future. I will be doing a tutorial video on how to set up the solo runs using FE Builder soon for those who have questions about that, because I was asked about that in the comment of the last video. So stay tuned for that. It should come out soon enough. Other than that, thank you all for watching. Leave a like if you like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye now.